Justin Welsh built a one-person business that generates over $5 million a year. He has nearly 900,000 followers on LinkedIn. He sells 2 flagship courses to creators and solopreneurs. But that's not why he's the first creator I'm auditing on this channel. I'm Corey. I run reputation strategy privately for clients, and on this channel, I do the same work publicly. I'm auditing Justin Welsh first because, in my view, he has the most sophisticated reputation defense of any solo creator I've studied. And once you see what he's actually doing on Google, you can't unsee it. Welcome to the audit. 3 searches, 7 dimensions, 1 score. Here's what I found. Justin Welsh is a former SaaS executive who left the corporate world in 2019 and built what he calls a diversified one-person business. His brand is built on a single, repeatable claim that you can generate meaningful income online without a team, without venture funding, and without showing your face if you don't want to. He sells 2 main products. The LinkedIn operating system teaches creators how to grow on LinkedIn, currently priced around $150. The content operating system teaches a system for repurposing content across platforms, also around $150. He's also launched a higher tier offer called the Creator MBA at several $100s more. According to Welsh's own public statements, his business has generated multiple millions in revenue, with most of it coming from courses, his newsletter, and a small set of digital products. He's appeared on My First Million and other major podcasts where he discusses his numbers openly, a transparency move that itself becomes part of his reputation. That's the brand. Now let's see how it performs under audit. In my view, the single most important thing you can do to understand someone's online reputation is also the simplest. You type their name into Google, then you type their name plus reviews, then you type their name plus scam. 3 searches, about 90 seconds of work. And you learn more about how the world sees a creator than from any sales page they've ever written. Try it on someone you know. Right now, on your phone. I'll wait. Here's what those 3 searches return for Justin Welsh today. Search 1, just his name. The first page is dominated by his own properties. His LinkedIn at the top with 847,000 followers. His website second. His Instagram with 88,000 followers. His X account with 574,000 followers. His Substack newsletter and Facebook profile further down. There's one minor wrinkle. The People Also Ask box surfaces a question about Dr. Justin Welsh, a different person, a physician. Entity disambiguation is real, and at scale it's a small leak, but page 1 is otherwise his. Search 2, his name plus reviews. This is where buyers form their opinion. The first result is a Reddit thread from r/copywriting titled, "Have you bought Justin Welsh's Creator MBA course?" And here's the first thing I want you to notice. Google pulls a different snippet for this query than for the scam query. The reviews intent searcher sees this excerpt, and I'm quoting, "and they were both accredited courses. I think the reviews are genuine as they include some well-known names, and I don't think you can fake that." Google itself is doing a kind of sentiment matching here. The same Reddit thread shows up on the scam search, but with a much more hostile snippet pulled. The review searcher gets shown the reasonable take. The scam searcher gets shown the indictment. That's a small but important detail. It means Welsh's reviews SERP is meaningfully more positive than it would appear to a casual observer. Below the Reddit thread, the picture brightens significantly. A LinkedIn review from Sundar Swaminathan calling Content OS a 5 out of 5 for me. A Medium review titled The 5 Biggest Lessons I Learned from Justin Welsh's Course. A Tina Lopez review describing LinkedIn OS as a solid course that over-delivers in value. A Danny Del Vecchio post saying, Justin's course is so good. A Coda comprehensive deep dive review. There's also a video carousel. Multiple YouTube reviews of his courses, both positive and skeptical, but mostly positive. The review's SERP, taken as a whole, leans favorable. Search 3. His name plus the word scam. And this is the search that reveals whether a creator has a reputation problem they may not know they have. For Welsh, what shows up here is fascinating, and I want you to pay attention because this is where his reputation craft becomes visible. There are 3 critical results on page 1. The Reddit thread we already saw, but with the hostile snippet this time. It's such a scam. A LinkedIn post titled #LinkedIn, #scam, #branding, with the line, "I got scammed in the name of Justin Welsh," and an article from the Martech Weekly called TMW 1128, The Grifterverse, explicitly examining Welsh as part of a grifter ecosystem. 3 critical results. Real criticism, page 1. But now look at what else is on this page. There are 4 pieces of content on the same SERP that are Welsh's own counter-narrative. His own X-post titled, "The biggest scam in business is convincing talented people they need someone else's permission." A meta-statement about scams that ranks for his name plus the word scam. His own article on his website titled, "High Ticket is Mostly a Sham," using the language of fraud to critique a sales tactic he doesn't use. His own LinkedIn post. The self-improvement industry is a $40 billion scam. Same move. And an Instagram post. The pretend entrepreneur epidemic is destroying dreams. Plus a positive blog called Scott Stockdale and a YouTube interview where the criticism gets reframed as transparency. Count it. 3 critical pieces of content. 7 defending or counter content pieces. On the most hostile search a creator can face, his own name plus the word scam, Welsh is winning the SERP, roughly 7-3. That is not an accident. That is somebody who understands that the way you defend a brand on Google isn't to attack critics. It's to occupy the negative real estate yourself with your own voice before anyone else can. I have audited a lot of creators. I have never seen one do this as deliberately as Welsh. Now let's score him on the rubric. I score every creator on the same 7 dimensions, every audit, no exceptions. The rubric is the only way I can be fair across creators I personally like, creators I'm skeptical of, and creators I've never heard of. Same questions, same bar, different answers. Pay attention to how I score, not just what I score. Because by video 3, you'll be doing this yourself. Dimension 1, brand SERP control. Brand SERP control is the foundation of every modern reputation. Can the creator's own properties dominate the first page when someone searches their name? Or does third-party content interrupt the narrative? Welsh's first page is almost entirely his own properties. LinkedIn, his website, Instagram, X, Substack, his About page, all stacked on page 1. The one weakness is the entity collision with Dr. Justin Welsh. Minor, but a real noise source. Grade, a minus. Dimension 2, reviews SERP quality. The reviews search is where buyer sentiment lives. Welsh's reviews SERP leans positive once you read past the title of the lead Reddit thread. Google's own snippet selection actually favors him here. The review's intent excerpt is the reasonable take, not the hostile one. Below the Reddit thread, the SERP is overwhelmingly favorable. Multiple positive course reviews. Video reviews skewing favorable. A buyer doing real research lands on more confidence than concern. Grade B+. Dimension 3, scam SERP defense. I'm renaming this dimension. It isn't just about scam risk. For a creator at Welsh's level, the question isn't whether criticism exists. It always exists at scale. The question is what they've done about it. Welsh has done extraordinary work here. The criticism is real and on page 1. But his own counter content is also on page 1 in greater volume than the criticism, occupying the negative real estate before anyone else could claim it. The defended to critical ratio is roughly 7-3. This is reputation craft I teach to clients. Grade, a minus. And it would be an A if not for the fact that the criticism is still real and still ranking. Dimension 4, Reddit and forum visibility. The Reddit conversation around Welsh is real and balanced. The thread asking, "Have you bought Justin Welsh's Creator MBA course?" has 13 answers. A separate "Shout out to my guy Justin Welsh" thread has 14 answers. Genuine fan presence. A broader 298 answer thread about online gurus discusses him among many. Welsh isn't worshipped on Reddit. He isn't destroyed there either. He's debated, which is what real creators look like when they've reached scale. Grade B+. Dimension 5, Trustpilot, BBB, and third-party reputation sites. Welsh has no significant Trustpilot or BBB presence given his business model. Digital courses sold direct, no recurring billing, no shipping. The absence is consistent with the brand, not a red flag, not a moat. Grade B, dimension 6, claim defensibility. Every creator makes claims. The question is whether those claims would survive scrutiny. Welsh's claims are unusually defensible. He doesn't promise specific income outcomes for buyers. His sales pages focus on system and process, not transformation. The numbers he cites about his own business are consistent across years and venues. The one gap: his sales pages lean heavily on his own success as the primary proof. There's not a deep bench of student case studies with verifiable outcomes. Grade, a minus. Dimension 7, reputation risk exposure, the professional judgment dimension. What's likely to blow up on this brand in the next 12 months? Welsh's biggest exposure is platform concentration on LinkedIn. His teaching brand is built around mastering one platform. If LinkedIn becomes a less reliable engine, his "I cracked the code" positioning weakens. His second exposure is the case study gap. Until there's a verifiable bench of student outcomes, the thin for the price critique stays available to anyone who wants to make it. Neither is acute. Both are structural risks, not crises. Grade, B+. The risks for Welsh are not where you'd expect. The Google reputation defense is so well executed that the risk isn't the criticism. It's everything outside the defended SERP. His LinkedIn dependency is the structural risk. Every word of his teaching is, "This is how you win on this platform," which means his expertise is partially leveraged on the platform's continued favor. Not a small thing. The case study gap is the second one. Welsh tells his own story exceptionally well, but Welsh did it isn't the same evidence as 10 students did it. That gap is what generates the seed of the future Reddit thread that even his SERP defense can't suppress. Neither is a 5-alarm fire. Both are the kind of thing a reputation strategist looks at and starts working on now before they become urgent. If Welsh hired me, here's what I'd recommend in order. First, diversify the proof base. Build a public-facing student case study library with verifiable outcomes. 5 to 10 students, real names, specific results, ideally video. This insulates the brand against the thin for the price critique and gives the sales pages a layer of evidence that doesn't depend on Welsh's own story. Second, accelerate the platform diversification. The newsletter is good, the Twitter presence is good, but the reliance on LinkedIn for top-of-funnel discovery is still the dominant channel. I'd push harder on YouTube, where the same audience exists with less algorithmic risk and longer content half-life. Third, formalize the depth ladder. Right now, there's a gap between his lower-priced courses and his creator MBA. Closing that gap with a clearer learning progression and pricing aligned to depth addresses the "I expected more" critique structurally rather than reactively. These aren't crisis fixes, they're maintenance moves for a brand that's currently winning, designed to keep it winning when the conditions change. Here's the score. You can disagree with it. You can't disagree with the evidence. Justin Welsh's Google reputation score, 87 out of 100. A minus tier. Here's what that score actually means. Welsh has built one of the most carefully managed personal brands on the internet. His SERP control is excellent. His claim hygiene is excellent. And his scam search defense, the fact that he has deliberately written and ranked his own counter content for the most hostile searches a creator can face, is craft most creators don't even know exists. He loses points for 2 specific things. The case study evidence base isn't deep enough to fully resolve the "is it worth it" question, and the LinkedIn concentration is a real strategic risk. But this is what an A- brand looks like in 2026. Sophisticated, defended, with 2 specific gaps that are entirely fixable. Strong work, with 2 specific things to fix. If you're a creator wondering what good looks like, this is good. Study what he's doing on the scam search. That's the lesson worth taking from this audit. Next audit, ship 30 for 30. Different model, different niche, different score. I'll see you there.